Hey, what is going on YouTube? My name is James and welcome back to another episode of itsKibble Talks Watches. This is probably going to be a long one, so get ready. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I quite like the colour blue. No, but in all seriousness, blue is my favourite colour, and today's episode is actually a question from a viewer who just wanted, I think he just wanted a response via comments. Which I provided, but I also thought it'd be a great subject for a video. So the comment goes like this. It's from Gizmo. He says, looking for a watch myself. I'm no expert, so I thought I'd ask the expert's advice before I purchase a watch. Grobnob said to give you a look. I'm no expert. I went on eBay looking. I like the Seiko Chronograph Flightmaster Blueface SND 225P1. I'll put a picture up on screen. Could you let me know what you think? And is there any better ones that I could be looking at? Everyday use mainly, larger the better. Blueface preferred. Excellent channel, just subscribed. Well done, good and interesting to hear your comment on the cheaper watches. Well, first off, thank you very much for your comment. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Grobnob, for sending people over. I hope you don't mind me turning it into a proper subject for a video. So this video is going to be titled Top 10 Blue Dial Watches, sub $150, $200 range. And the reason I've turned it into a subject is because I feel a lot of people are going to want to know maybe about this. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people out there who really like the color blue and want to know what good watches there are. Now, I currently own two blue dial watches. I'm wearing them both right now. This is the Alpha Submariner in blue, and this is an Accurist with blue and gold. I'll put a picture of both of these up on screen right now. And I'll also put the references. This is just the Alpha Submariner blue, and this is an Accurist with this reference. I will suggest the Accurist. It's just a very simple quartz watch. It looks nice, it works. The Alpha, wait for a review on this. It should be coming soon. Let's start off by discussing the SND 255P1. It is a chronograph. It's very practical, 100 meters war resistant. It's steel and it's quartz. I think it's a very good watch, actually. I think it looks great. I've always liked the Seiko Flightmasters, and I've actually always wanted one. I think they look absolutely brilliant. The bezel, in my opinion, is far too messy. That's just my opinion. I think there's too much going on in that bezel, and it just really draws away from the dial, which is really beautiful with the chronograph. And yeah, it just looks great. It's 100 watt-meter resistance. It's got a date feature. The hands are quite easy to tell. It's got a striking red hand for the seconds of the chronograph, and also the actual seconds itself, if I can see it just behind there. I think it looks pretty good. I don't see how you can go wrong with this watch at all. But let's move on to some other watches that I think are pretty good. So that's the first watch. I'm putting this in as the first watch because that's the watch he's looking at, and I wanted to give my opinion on it. So there you go. The second watch is actually a GShock, and the reference is GBA 400-ZAER. Now, this GShock is fully stainless steel. It is blue, like not just a blue dial, the whole thing is blue. It's very big, it's very practical, and it comes in at 120 pounds. I love how the crown is, you know, it's a huge crown with huge crown guards. It's got loads of buttons everywhere. It's digital. It's also analog as well. It's got very big hands. There's a lot going on the dial. I think it looks great. That's very subjective. Casio G-Shocks are very subjective, but that's one alternative you could go with. The third one is the Citizen AT0788-52L. Now, this is a very blue dial, as you can tell, with very nice white hands. It's stainless steel. It's an eco drive, sorry, and it has 150-day power reserve, 100 meters war resistant. It's using the Citizen caliber H500. It's got a 24-hour dial as well, and this comes in at 136 pounds. I quite like this watch, though I'm not a fan of the 3 screws that are on the bezel, because you've got 2 at this side to sort of coincide with the pushers for the chronograph, and then 1 on the other side to be opposite to the crown. I don't know if they have any use. It doesn't look like they do, and I don't think they look very good personally. And the bezel is not very exciting at all. If anything, the dial is very nice. You know, it's a very clean dial. It's got the 24-hour hand as well, which is always useful. It's got a really nice blue hand, blue second hand, which I like. Overall, it just looks like a nice watch. I don't see how you can go wrong with it. I think this is just from looking at it. Obviously, I haven't got hands-on experience with this, and all the pictures are literally Google Images pictures, so I don't take credit for the pictures. I think this steel bracelet probably won't be very good. Now, like I said, this is opinion and just based off pictures. For some reason, it just doesn't look very good, so I might advise an aftermarket strap on that. But I may be completely wrong, so I probably shouldn't say stuff like that. But I like how on the inside of the watch, I'll try and put that picture up on screen now, you can sort of see that it's got 12 all the way around the dial, you know, 12, 1, 2, and so on, in bold white with the apertures in the middle of each number. I think that looks very, very good. Overall, it's just a very nice looking watch in my opinion. But yeah, let's move on to watch number 4. Now, watch number 4 is a Seiko 5 SRP605. Now, this watch, after doing research on this, because I love my watches and I love blue watches, this has actually become a watch I actually want to get in the future. I love this watch to bits now. It's blue stainless steel, or you can get it on rubber as well. Very, very clear hands and markers, great Seiko loom. It's got a day date, 100 meters water resistant, lovely yellow highlights, or like golden, you know, on the hands and around each markers. In my opinion, it kind of looks like a Monster, but different, and is very, very nice and a bit more affordable than a Monster. I may be wrong, but I know you can pick them up cheaper secondhand. All these watches are brand new. The prices I'm listing are brand new and can be found on Creation Watches or eBay or Amazon. So check them. It's automatic. It's got the caliber 4R36. It's got hard-lex crystal and a rotating bezel, and it's 44 millimeters, which is pretty big. You wanted a big watch, this is pretty big. I love it. I love the crown, the way it's got them sort of bumps around the outside. I don't know what you call them. I love the bezel, how bold it is with the letters and the white. I think it looks absolutely incredible. I love the gold. I love the blue. I love the stainless steel. And all the mix of white in there, and that loom is just incredible. It's going to be that, you know, that very noticeable Seiko loom that you can't really go wrong with. And if I'm correct, I'll put a picture up on screen. I think it's a blue loom, which just makes it look even better. You know, you've got a blue watch and a blue loom. Where can you go wrong? I think this watch looks absolutely beautiful, and luckily people have took some beautiful pictures of it on Google, so thank you very much. Okay, the 5th watch is the Orient Mako EM65002. Now, the Mako is a bit overpriced from the 150 price bracket is what I mean. As a watch, it's not overpriced in my opinion, but in our price bracket, it's a bit overpriced, so you'll have to pick it up second hand. Blue face, stainless steel, strong hands. You know, it's got a very, very nice bezel in my opinion, 200 meters water resistant, mineral crystal, and a very clean design. I think it's just an all-round really great watch. I love the red hand, the red second hand. I think it just pops, it makes it adds that extra bit. This works so well on a leather strap as well, or even a rubber, or even a NATO. I've seen it on NATOs as well. Even though I don't like NATOs, it does work. I just don't see how you can go wrong. It's such a clean design. It's one of Orient's best watches in my opinion. So yeah, there's one to definitely look out for. It's a very nice watch. If you can pick it up second hand at a cheap price, I'd say pick it up anyway, even if you're not looking for a blue watch, because they're just brilliant. So the next watch, watch number 6, is a cheaper alternative, and it's another Seiko 5. It's the SNZ or ZG11K1. So this watch has got a very military sort of style to it, in my opinion. It's got that sort of military style. It's blue stainless steel case. It comes with a nylon strap, which is very resistant. It's automatic, hard-lex crystal again, see-through case back, 100 meters water resistant, and comes in at £84. So it's pretty cheap. I think it's a very clean design. It has the markers around the outside, inside the bezel kind of thing. It's obviously not a rotating bezel. It's just very clean, you know, there's not really much else to it. It's 100 meters water resistant. It comes with a nylon strap, which I would personally swap out because I don't like nylon straps. I think they feel horrible. You know, it's got it's a Seiko, it's an open case back, so you got a little bit of viewing sort of pleasure as well. It also has the 24-hour indicators in this, around the outside, or around the inside, should I say. It's also got that red second tip. You know, it looks great. It's a very clean design watch. I don't see how you can go wrong with it at all for that price. So to change things up, just from Japanese watchmakers, I have threw in a Sterling, the Sterling 676.02.set. Now, unfortunately, there's not many pictures of this watch, so yeah. Also, I just want to say there are, how many was there? There are 14 other watches that I'm going to really run through real quick. Other blue watches that didn't make it into the top 10, but have seemed like decent watches that you can check out. So essentially, there's 24 watches in this video, but we're only going to cover 10 in detail. So this is the styling, as I said. It's blue stainless steel. It's got a huge crown. It reminds me of like a U-boat. Clear hand and dial. Quartz. It's a Christ Crystalina crystal, I think that's how you say it. 200 meters water resistant and comes in at 77 quid, which is an absolute bargain. I love the bezel. I love how it goes like white or steel or whatever color that is, and then it stops at the 15-minute marker and then goes around in blue. I love the cross sort of patterned on the inside of the dial. I love the sword hands. I love the red second hand. I think it overall looks really nice. I love the font they've used for the numbers and how it's got the intervals going around the outside as well. I think overall it's a pretty good looking watch. It's not truly copying anything, and there are a few designs that Sterling are just complete homages to, especially Rolex. But this one is one that I found that actually sort of has its own style. I quite like it. Okay, the next watch is a watch that maybe many of you have never heard of, and to be totally honest, I hadn't either. They're called J Springs, and a lot of them are referred to as J Springs by Seiko. I think it's like Pulsar. They use Seiko movements. I don't know if it's by Seiko themselves, so sorry for the lack of information, but the one we're going to be looking at is the BBH03. Now this watch is crazy cheap and looks pretty decent. It's got blue face steel, it's quartz caliber VJ32, it's mineral glass, bold markers and hands, easy to read, unidirectional bezel, which is awesome, 200 meters water resistant as well, and it comes in at 45 quid. So yeah, there you go. It's a very clear dial, easy to read, clear markers, clear hands. I actually like the hands, I like the markers. It's very Seiko. 200 meters, it's very clean dial. It's got a yellow seconds hand, if I can see that correctly. Yeah, yellow seconds hand, which is nice. And it's a 2 different shades of blue in the dial and the bezel, which I think is nice. You know, it's not always nice to have just the same blue throughout. It's nice to change it up a little bit, and with the white loom markers and hands, I think it's very, very nice. So yeah, there's a little watch you can keep an eye out for 45 quid brand new. 200 meters water resistant. How can you go wrong? Okay, the next watch we're looking at is another Orient, and this one is going to be very dependent on your taste. So this is the Orient FEU07 Obviously it's blue, it's steel, it's got a mineral glass, day and date, 100 meters water resistant, very busy dial, and like I said, depending on your taste. And it comes in at 85 quid brand new. I personally am not a fan. I'm not a fan of this watch at all, but I know there'll be a few people out there who are. To me, this is way too busy. This dial is way, way, way too busy, and like I said, I'm just not a fan. Yeah, there's not really much else to be said about it. What else can be said about it? You know, it's up to you really on your opinion. But there you go, 85 quid. I thought I'd share that one because it's a bit different. Anyway, the last watch number 10 we're going to get onto is another Casio, but it's not a G-Shock, it's an edifice. It's the reference EF-540D-1AZV or ZV or whatever. Now I've got the pictures up. It is blue and black, it's steel, it's mineral glass, it's quartz, it's got a tachymeter, chronograph, 100 meters water resistant, and comes in at 81 quid. I like edifices, my dad owns one, I think they look great. You can get special edition ones as well, which are really, really cool. These seem to be on eBay a lot, you know, different alternatives, so keep an eye out for them. I like it. I like the dial, I like the hands, I like the markers, I like the bezel. I think overall it's a very nice looking watch. Though I do feel you can get it in different alternatives, so you can get it as like blue and black, or you can get other colors as well. But I do feel the blue and black goes really, really well, because with all these other watches I've shown you, it's mainly blue. This one mixes blue and black with the stainless steel, which looks brilliant. If you've ever owned a blue watch and put it on a black, like this, like a black strap, it looks amazing. So this is doing the exact same but opposite, if you get what I mean. Yeah, it's got a chronograph, which is obviously very useful, a tachymeter, which if you have a use for it, brilliant, if you're a racer or something, but I think it looks great. So that is watch number 10. So there are the top 10 watches with the blue dials. Now what I'm going to quickly do is just list a load of other ones. I will say out the references, so please forgive me if it just sounds like a load of numbers and gibberish, because it is, but I want to show you guys a few of them, and there's 14 of them, mainly Seikos and mainly Sterlings, because these are the two companies that seem to have done a lot of blue watches. So let's go on with it. First watch, Seiko 5 SRP759, costs £100. Seiko 5 SNZ F15J2, £110. Seiko SNE391, £110. Seiko 5 SNZ H53, £116. Seiko SNDG55, £121. Seiko 5 SRPA09, £121. J Springs BEBO80, £60. Sterling 664-02, £55. Sterling 824.02, £59. Sterling 858L-02, £67. Sterling 669.02, £71. Sterling 875.01 set, £73. Sterling 395.33U16, £77. And finally, Sterling HN593.33, £77. Oh my gosh, well, there you have it. There's 24 pretty cool looking blue watches for you guys, all under $150 to $200. No, between 150 and under £150 and under $200. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was probably a longer one, so hopefully I didn't bore you all to death. If you want to see more like this, let me know down in the comments. Give me some suggestions, maybe a different color watch, a different price range, or maybe you want to see blue now in a different price range, like between 150 and 500, and then 500 and 1000, and so on. But yeah, there's just a few. I hope you found it very useful. If you did, or if you own any of these watches, let me know down in the comments. But thank you very, very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you all again in the next one, guys. Peace out. Take care. Goodbye.